Hey everybody, this is Ghost from MoBros Airsoft, and I kind of wanted to do something different on this channel. I know we do a lot of footage, clips of us running on the field, maybe some edits here and there, but I really wanted to delve into more gun reviews, maybe some tutorials like that. So I kind of want to do a project that I've been working on, or show off a project that I've been working on. Right here is my new airsoft gun. And now, if any of you are familiar with retro rifles, this is a CAR15. It goes by other names, XM177, other names of that sort. But this is a Colt M733. This is basically an SBR version of M16A of the M16A2 rifle. And now, if you've seen any movies like Black Hawk Down, Blood Diamond, this is a very, very iconic weapon. If you love your retro rifles, I mean, I'm sure you're familiar with this. Oh, it was also in the movie Heat as well, but it wasn't like this setup. I'm building this gun specifically as a clone from the two other movies I mentioned, Blood Diamond and Black Hawk Down. So now, those movies' rifles were definitely similar. I'm pretty sure it was almost the same rifle. Maybe like different color scheme, maybe different orientation of attachments. But as far as I'm concerned, it's basically the same gun. So what I want to do with this is, like I mentioned, make a clone gun. And really, I just wanted to make a clone gun from Blood Diamond and kind of just see how one-to-one I could get it. And so right here, so I guess to start off, this is a E&C model 326. This is obviously their CAR15 variant, and it's just basically M16A2 upper and lower, except with a 10.5-inch barrel. And retro guys go crazy for this thing. It is iconic. You got the Colt moderator. Fun fact, I did 3D print this. You can, there do exist airsoft versions that you can buy online, I'm sure. But if you have a 3D printer, I mean, it's just easier to print one yourself. Down below that, we have our Weaver mount with what is supposed to be a Surefire 660, but I don't have it yet because it hasn't come in the mail. It's just taken forever to come in. It should be in next week, and I'll give you an update as I keep making these progress updates as I make this video. But for now, I just put this on, this cheap flashlight, just to give you the kind of aesthetic I'm going for. So we had to Dremel this Weaver mount to fit within the space in that front sight block, because that's how they run it in the movies. And actually, another cool fact too is that this still comes with the bayonet lug. So if you got an old like M9 bayonet, or whatever it's called, you can fit your bayonets on these. It's not secure at all because it's the barrel needs to be longer than, I believe it needs to be like a 14.5-inch barrel to fit, but it's there for some reason. But I don't know, I just thought it was cool. Now the handguard is absolutely correct with this gun. It is the skinny, like retro version. When the M4 came out, it was a bigger, diameter handguard. And in my opinion, these retro handguards look so much better. I mean, they look cleaner, and you can just get a better grip on it because it is smaller. And honestly, that's why people like them. If you find a variant of this, if you find, I know they make kits for these with handguard kits that come with the the fatter M4 style ones, the ones that aren't period correct. You can get a real steel one. Like they have one on Brownells you can buy. They're super cheap. They're like $9, something like that. And now the only problem you're going to run into when you install those is you won't have space for batteries. So if you have like a rear wired version of this gun, that, it won't be a problem because you're not putting the battery in here. As for this, you do need the space. But luckily this handguard does have enough space. It's just with the real steel one, it has like the heat guards, and that basically eliminates all your space for batteries. But for this is okay. So just thought I'd mention that. Now on here we have a replica Aimpoint M2 comp, and if you see here, you have your markings, and of course your caps. Very, very cool. And of course it's sitting on a Picatinny carry handle adapter. Very, very stable. It's a very nice platform. I mean, you've probably seen them all over the place with these retro guns. And a cool fact about, this rail adapter here is that you still have backup irons. There is a hole running through here that allows you to still see your front sight block, which is very, very cool. Very nice feature. And as for the stock, this is just what it came with. This is the correct stock that the M733 used. I believe this is slightly smaller and skinnier than the M4 style one that came later. So this is the stock you want if you're building something like this. And the magazine it came with is nothing special. It's just a basic, just a basic high cap mag. I mean, I don't really use them for many reasons, but it's there. But other than that, that's about it. It's a very simple build. I mean, they didn't go crazy with their rifles back in the day. It was basically, it was either like a vanilla gun with maybe some accessories like a flashlight, but this was basically what Delta Force, I'm sure some SEALs use this as well, and other Special Forces group, this is what they were using. Very simple times back in the day. This is all they needed. Now, I guess from there, now in terms of the quality of the gun itself, ENC, if you're familiar with them at all, I'm not, for the record. This is my first time buying an ENC. From what research I could do, ENC is a pretty good brand. I'd say it's maybe on like the same tier as SEMA, not horrible, not, nothing, amazing, but it was, it's reasonably priced. And, if you're looking for a licensed, period correct retro gun like this one, you can't go wrong with them, as long as you're willing to make upgrades. Because that's certainly what I'm doing with this thing, and this is not staying stock. I'm definitely going to make this a field / milsim viable option for myself, so I can run this out in the field and it'll perform very, very nicely. Now, in terms of stock internals, nothing to write home about. Now, I'm not so sure how good the compression parts are. Now, out of the box, it was actually shooting 1.6 joules, which is pretty impressive. So I don't know if they use like a stiffer spring I mean, they probably do. They, you know, if it's shooting that high out of the box, I mean, they probably did just put a stiffer spring in there, but at the same time, if they're using a stiffer spring, that probably means that their internals are able to withstand that higher compression. So if that's what they're putting in, like, you know, the factory parts, I mean, it kind of tells you that, hey, you can run a stiffer spring in this and it won't have problems. That's just my assumption. I mean, obviously I've barely put any rounds through this thing, so I don't know how it is going to perform in the long run, but that's just kind of like my upfront analysis. And obviously, you know, since it's just stock basic parts, it's not going to have a MOSFET like some of the higher end guns do. So you know, I mean, you can run 11-1s, but obviously over time that's going to burn out the trigger contacts and, you know, among other things. So I might run them just for the time being until I get a gate aster in here or some sort of ETU in there. But you know, I'm sure if you gave this to a kid, it would blast him and he'd enjoy it. So, I mean, I know that's not saying much, but I mean, the construction of this thing I can tell is pretty good. It's all metal, which is nice because I will be painting it. So, and it just has like a good feel to it. But other than that, I am impressed with like the build quality, for how much I pay for it. Actually, speaking of price, I actually, got this. If you look around for, this style of, M16A2 or CAR15 rather, you will not find it on Evike. You will not find it on Airsoft GI. All the places that you would buy your airsoft guns from, typically all your reliable websites, they don't have them. As far as I'm aware, they haven't had them for quite a while now. I really had to scour the internet for this thing. The website I did find it on was a place based in Hong Kong called Airsoft. I'll throw it up on the screen so you can get like a basic view of it. But from my research into this company, they are a retailer that does exclusively ENC products. So, you know, this is how I got the ENC. Like, they have 416s, they have other retro guns. There was actually, I think they sell an M16A2 with the grenade launcher, with the underbarrel grenade launcher. Like, that was pretty cool. And among other things that are licensed as well. But it's all, they're exclusively ENC from what I can tell. And it looked sketchy at first, but like I said, I did my due research. I mean, obviously I got it. Now, if you do buy from them, it'll come apart in two pieces. It actually came with the receiver and the lower separated. So, pretty interesting way they do it, but I mean, yeah, you just got to put it together. It doesn't come in one piece. Oh yeah, so the price. Now, obviously, shipping from Hong Kong is going to cost you. It costed me to ship in the U.S. like $100 for the, because they ship it by air. I think that's the only option they give you. But the gun itself costed like 190 something. So now normally if you would find this on Evike, it'd be selling for like $310, and with shipping and the gun itself, it pretty much costs the same thing. So it is compensated. So, you're not paying an extra $100 in shipping and like other stuff like that to to have it shipped to you, and it's so that's good. You're not paying an exorbitant amount of money to get this thing. Very nice. And obviously it came in, two pieces, but, everything was fine, came in great, so I have no complaints. And it arrived within a week. So, you won't be waiting for months, which is very, very nice. So I guess that's about it for this thing. Getting into, if you're, there are any history nerds out here, a little bit of history into this thing. So this thing originally started off with the M16 when it was first introduced, and throughout the Vietnam War, guys, specifically Special Forces, like Navy SEALs, MACV-SOG, they wanted something shorter for those close quarters combat scenarios, and they basically said, or they went to Colt, and Colt said, well, why don't we just chop the barrel down? But, with a direct impingement system, and a lot of, other guns back in the day, you would run into issues the shorter the rifle was. And they had to refine that direct impingement system to where it could run and cycle the bolt reliably. It is more than just a cut down M16. It was a lot more than that, which is a pretty cool little tidbit. Now, I'm not a total expert into like gun mechanics, so I can't really delve further into that. Plus, I'd just be rambling for quite a while about that, so I'm just going to spare you that. Obviously, it was successful. They used it to great effect. And they came out with the E1, which was the first rendition, and they came out with the E2. Now, I believe the difference between them was, it could have been the fact that I can't remember the difference. I'll pull up the pictures on screen so you can tell. I think it was just slight differences in the. Now, it was probably the fact that in terms of like the modern one that I'm holding right now, back then they did not have this brass deflector. They also did not have this style of forward assist. It was a teardrop style, like the M16A1 was. Now, moving on from that, they kept that. Special Forces kept using that weapon system for quite a long while. I mean, obviously, they used it to great effect, and they really, really loved carrying around these smaller weapons. It was more practical for them, for the kind of fights they were getting into, and obviously, they had to modernize when the M16A2 came out. So if you know anything about the M16A2, they added, enhanced brass deflector. So if you shot left-handed, brass wouldn't go flying directly into your face. They also added, they obviously, it was a small change, but obviously they went to this style of forward assist. They ditched the teardrop design for whatever reason I'm not really too sure about. And what else did they do? They, I think they added, actually they changed the grip. That was the other thing too. They changed the grip, and about it was the exact same system. And I guess the muzzle device, the stock rifle, the stock M16A2 rifles had the A2 birdcage, which I'm sure everybody's familiar with, but like the earlier versions of the CAR15 or XM177, they had this style of Now, it's not a suppressor, it's actually a flash hider, and they had ports. It was sort of like a compensator with a flash hider built in, and on the later ones, such as this, they had they went with one with no ports, and this was basically I can't remember what it was called, the Colt moderator. So that was kind of like the style of, you know, elongated flash hiders, and that would cause two things. Well, first, it would help you, you know, conceal your flash signature, because obviously with a short gun, more of like less of that powder is going to get used up while traveling in the barrel. So obviously it's going to result in a big flash coming out. So this obviously helps with that, and it would actually change the sound signature as well. Now, obviously it's not a suppressor, but it would give it, I don't know how to describe it. It would give it like a throatier sound, like a longer rifle. So this kind of caused it to sound like an M16, like a long, like, you know, a regular 20-inch rifle, like an M16, which was pretty interesting. And, you know, it could theoretically, you know, give trained enemy soldiers a misreading of what kind of weapons they were going up against. You know, it could give them the illusion that they were going up against, like, you know, regular infantry instead of special forces. Now beyond this, you know, then we obviously got, you know, the modern SBRs like the Mark 18 that came after the M4, and then upon other things. But this was heavily used during the years of the Gulf War. I don't know if it was used during, well, the main conflicts, the Gulf War, Iraq War, and it probably saw some service during GWAT as well, because I know the M16A2 was still being used at that time. So I'm sure during the early years they were still using this too. In fact, I know some barracks in the Air Force still had these as training guns, like as of recent years, which is pretty interesting. So there's probably a couple of these still out there in some barracks with the Air Force. Could be other branches, but from what I've heard, this still exists in the Air Force, and, you know, on their training facilities. So, which is cool. But yeah, very long service history, super iconic. I mean, it's kind of no wonder why people love this thing. It's just got that retro look that everybody loves. I mean, even if you're just, you know, a Mark 18 simp and you can't go with nothing else, I mean, you know, you kind of have to appreciate the fact that this has a lot of, I guess you want to say, cultural significance in the gun world. And it's no wonder why you cannot find these anywhere, because everybody wants one. Everybody wants one of these. And, you know, it's not hard to see why. So, so the next thing I'm going to be doing with this thing is, you know, wait until the flashlight comes in. I'm actually going to take all of these accessories off, paint them in a base of olive green, including this gun, and then I'll give it tan tiger stripes. And I'll show you how to do that in the next part of this video, so you guys can do it as well. Not just for something like this, but like, you know, all your airsoft guns. And, you know, and it shouldn't be something that you shouldn't, you know, how to do. I mean, everybody should paint their own airsoft rifles, you know, because I'm sure, you know, black does not fit in with natural colors. especially up here in New England where we have a lot of forests, a lot of, snow as well, and dead trees, whatnot, like a lot of greenery. So I'm gonna teach you how to do that in the next part of this video, and maybe I'll do some updates as I use this thing out in the field and tell you how I like it. But other than that, I'll see you in the next chapter. All right, and we are back. So I have everything prepped. Now, fortunately for me, there's lens caps on these things. So, except this side, there was a clear side on this one, but very easy to patch up with the masking tape. I took everything off the gun just so I can make sure to get every part that I need done with green. That's going to be my solid base color. So obviously you can tell I went around a little bit with the masking tape. For the gun, I just plugged up the bigger holes like the mag well. Also, this little spot right here, I don't know if you can see, but yeah, there we go. So some guns have a gap in this, in this spot of the gun. I'm not sure why that is. It's more noticeable on this one, but just, when you're doing this, just make sure to check that it's not too big, because I had to plug up mine. And obviously the barrel. So obviously the barrel, you want to do it too as well. So other than that, you should be good to go. The gearbox should be sealed up enough where you're not, paint's not going to get in there. Oh, and I also took out the wiring right here just so I'm not, because there are holes in here and it can get on the connector. So I opened it up, taped the two female and male ends with masking tape, so we should be all good to go there. So I guess all there's left to do is start painting. Let's see, get this. All right, so we're gonna start with our green here. Get all this stuff out of the way. Just gonna do line of paint to see how that looks. Yep, seems to be the right color. Alright, so when this is all set to dry, I'm going to turn it over, get the other side, get some of the other crevices that I left behind, and work from there. I'm going to move on to these next. Barrel clamp. Now onto the flashlight. Alright, now I'm just going to wait for these to dry, then flip them over and repeat, and then once these are all done, then I'm going to move on to the gun, just so I have some room to work with on this table. Alright, so turned them over, painted them. They obviously still need time to dry, but they're looking pretty good. Obviously this one's still a little shiny, needs to cure. But it should be looking like this pretty soon. So obviously the key is you don't want to go too heavy. At least I try not to go too heavy while I'm filling in those corners and those crevices. But these are looking pretty good. I'm really liking this color, and it matches perfectly with what I'm going for. So once these dry and I get them out of the way, we'll move on to the real gun, we'll move on to the next thing, which is the gun itself. So very excited for it. Alright, so moving on to the gun itself. And like I said, I'm just going to do this in the olive drab paint as the base layer. And after I got both sides done, basically just going to put all the attachments back on and then do my accent colors, in, you know, stripes, whatnot, whatever pattern it comes out, and basically that'll be it. Nothing too crazy here, so might as well start off just going, you know, working my way down. And guys, don't make your strokes too crazy. Just go nice and light until you get that desired, I guess however you want to say, like until it's filled. You know, just keep going until it's nice and solid. Nothing crazy. Keep going with light strokes. Of course, the fucking can decides to clog up on me. Great. Have a spare. Whoops. Alright, so I'm really liking the results so far. Very nice finish. Just finished spraying it. Doing some little touch-ups here and there, but this will probably take about 30 minutes to cure enough where I can flip it over, start doing the other side, but very impressed with the results. Really liking it so far. So I flipped it over, finished both sides. Sorry, I forgot to start filming before I did this, but as you can see, started spraying the tan, and as you go, it'll now you can make it as light or as like bold of a color or solid of a color as you want, but you can see how it has like that that light sprayed look. And the closer you go, you'll get a more solid color like this. Farther away you point the nozzle, you'll get more of like a brushed finish like that. That really like mixes in. I mean, this is really looking awesome so far. So I might add like a coat of like brown just to finish it up a little bit, but this is looking really good so far. All right, so I went in with the brown, and this is definitely the look I'm going for. So I'll flip it over, finish it off, and that'll be the build. All right, so almost finished with the tan on this side, but as you can see, gives it that nice sprayed look when you do it from a distance. Like I said, I just did there, the closer you get, the more solid it is, so you can really choose like what tone of color you want, which is really, really nice when you spray paint your guns. All right. So from there, we'll move on to the brown. And hopefully this one is a little more consistent. Okay, there we go. Got a nice stream there. Oh, and a little on my finger too, which is always good. Oh yeah, just get globs of paint right there. That's good. All right. That's about it. Let her dry for a bit until it's safe to handle, and we'll be all good. Maybe do a little touch up there. Okay, that's good. Yeah, this is awesome. All right, and here is the finished product. Have it hanging up on a hook right now, but this thing's already pretty dry, but I'm gonna let it stand for a little bit longer. So, my apologies again for not like showing me like, you know, actually painting it all that much, but guys, this is very, very simple to do. I mean, many possibilities with a can of spray paint and some imagination, but very, very simple, like striped design with the brown to break it up, give it like that nice accent color. But yeah, guys, that's all there is to it. Just make sure you have your mag well sealed up, your barrel sealed up, any optics you have taped, and you're good to go. Just you know, just attack it however you want. So, I mean, if you're following along with this video, you can make this build the exact same way I did, or make it, you know, a little bit different. I was trying to match the colors 1-to-1, and I feel like I did a pretty good job. But yeah, guys, that's the build. Now, as for this thing right here, obviously it's just dangling right now. I need to get some duct tape to wrap it. Some like olive drab colored duct tape, which I don't have, so I ordered some. I'll show the finishing touches, like the final touches of this build once I'm like actually there. But this was like the major portion of the project, which was like painting it. And it came out immaculate, guys. I mean, this looks absolutely beautiful. I am honestly impressed with myself. This is actually my first time painting a rifle, and gotta say, it's really, really simple, really easy to do, and it comes out great. Highly recommend it. But yeah, anyways, I'll post some more video or pictures once I get like the final stuff in to make it all come together. But other than that, I'll see you in the next one. This is the last part of the video I'm making, just to go over all the small little stuff I added. But here is the final product. So, as you can see, we got a little Ranger band up here holding the pressure switch for the light. And just to keep with that retro style, I also added paracord sling mounts. One right here near the front sight block and one on the end of the stock. And that's about it. Other than that, internal upgrades are going to be, as far as those go, pretty much just a front wired gate aster, and probably a tight bore barrel as well. And for other stuff, you know, I'll upgrade them as I go along. If I feel like I need to upgrade the compression parts, I will, but I like where it's shooting at right now. So, but other than that, I had a lot of fun making this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Drop in the comments if you want to see like other videos like this, have me do other projects, other tutorials of that sort, because I really enjoyed doing this one. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one.